Hello, and welcome to MedEvidence Articles, where we encourage community research and education with weekly articles. I'm your host, Benton Loeyball, and this week we are talking about why people might lose weight in a weight loss study, even when they aren't taking the investigational medication. Why do weight loss trials see success in the placebo group? In late 2024, the United States FDA proposed removing phenylephrine, the active ingredient in Sudafed PE, PE stands for phenylephrine, from over-the-counter drug shelves. The FDA found no evidence that the medication was dangerous, but instead reviewed data showing it was no better than a placebo at treating colds, allergies, or nasal congestion. This may sound like the drug isn't effective, but that view overlooks another truth. Those in the placebo group of these research studies experienced significant relief from their symptoms. This is a problem for many investigational medications, but is good news for research participants. The placebo effect doesn't just affect participants in cold and flu studies. In fact, research participants in the placebo groups of weight loss studies make significant improvements as well, even when they struggle with being overweight or having obesity. Obesity is a growing problem in the United States and around the world. It has reached pandemic status and negatively affects multiple organs, leading to a reduced quality of life, heart problems, breathing issues, metabolic changes, diabetes, vitamin deficiency, bone damage, intestinal complications, and mental health disorders. Weight loss is the primary goal of most obesity treatments. The challenges of weight loss are heavy, however. Weight loss is often difficult to achieve even with medication, which is why the improvements from the placebo effect are so impressive. Several meta-analyses have been done to evaluate the effect of placebo on weight loss. A meta-analysis is a study that combines data from many other studies to examine broader trends. The results of these studies are clear. People who join clinical weight loss trials lose weight, even when they receive a placebo. One analysis of 69 studies, which enrolled a total of over 20,000 participants, found that 1 in 5 of them lost at least 5% of their body weight, equal to about 8 pounds for a 160-pound adult, and that 1 in 16 lost 15%. That's around 24 pounds for the same 160-pound adult. This is a significant amount of weight loss, with one study finding that participants who lost 5% of body weight had improved metabolic function in the liver and muscles and improved white blood cell function. A much larger analysis of 182 trials found that 95% of enrolled patients who were in the placebo group lost weight, and those without diabetes lost an average of more than 4.5 pounds. In addition, they found that those who had a higher BMI at the start of the study had greater success over the course of the study. This effect has also been observed with fake injected drugs, sham bariatric surgery, and even situations where the patients are fully aware they are receiving a placebo. But how can this be? There are patients taking medications with no active ingredients, but achieving significant weight loss? Of course, there is the clear benefit of being in a clinical trial in the first place. For many participants, being in a clinical trial is the first time they experience the healthcare system as it should be, full of compassionate, inquisitive medical professionals who are required to know everything happening to you medically. Furthermore, lifestyle education, along with diet and exercise information and accountability, is the primary treatment for obesity and is required for robust weight loss. Simply being in a clinical trial is a good start, but not the whole story. Research shows that being on a placebo leads to about 50% more weight loss than receiving lifestyle advice alone. So placebos can produce surprising results without any active ingredients, but is that all? Well, of course not. Clinical trials use a placebo along with diet and exercise training to ensure that investigational medications are even better. Placebo testing is a critical part of the clinical trial process, which lets scientists determine whether the weight loss people experience in a trial is due to the active ingredients or the placebo effect. Everyone enrolled in weight loss studies is critical to the scientific process. and the fact that those on placebo are likely to lose weight as well is effectively awesome. Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of MedEvidence Articles. If you'd like to know more, all of our sources are linked in the podcast description. You can also visit our website at medevidence.com and check out the MedEvidence podcast for discussions between physicians and subject matter experts. MedEvidence provides evidence-based information that empowers individuals to make informed health decisions. The organization stands apart in the presentation of unbiased clinical research in clear, accessible formats guided by medical experts. MedEvidence provides education for patients and healthcare professionals with a focus on research as a care option. Note that information provided in this podcast is for general educational, scientific, and informational purposes only and is not intended as and should not be treated as medical or other professional advice for any particular individual or individuals. If you are experiencing any medical issue or have any medical concerns, you should consult with a doctor or other medical professional. My name is Benton, and we'll catch you next week.